Up is our last diagram. We're going to still continue to use the mid-segment. Once again, let's recall what a mid-segment is. A mid-segment connects the midpoints of two sides. All of these are midpoints of two sides, so they're all mid-segments. EF, FD, and ED are mid-segments. We also know that they're going to be parallel. So don't forget, parallel segments. This would have to be parallel to the side it's not touching. Same idea here. 1, 2, 3. I'll put it on this one, 1, 2, 3. Just we know that they have parallels, so we know which ones relate. Now the first thing they're going to ask is for the length of segment ED. ED is parallel to BC, so that's your relationship. Besides being parallel, remember it's half the length of the side it's parallel to. So if that's the case, I'm going to put number 1 over here. ED equals 1/2, what's the length of the whole side there? BC. So 1/2 of 20 equals 10. That's number 2. Now I want to find the length of segment AB. Now AB is the big side of the triangle, so I'm looking for a mid-segment that correlates with it. Well, AB correlates to FD. It's the bigger one, so instead of taking half, I'm going to double it to get there. So if you notice, we go here right here on number 2, I know AB is going to be twice the length of its mid-segment. So it's going to be 2 times 7, which is 14. So be able to go. The mid-segment's half the side is twice the mid-segment. So we keep it going. Now, and the last thing that we have to do for number 3 is the measure of angle BFE. All right, so I'm looking for this angle right here. Now, what can get confusing is all the different lines, but I want to mark this angle here. If I ignore these two segments, do you notice that these are corresponding angles? And I have these two lines being parallel. I have EF and AC parallel, so I have corresponding angles. So if parallel lines, then corresponding angles are congruent. So for number 3, which I'm going to keep in red here, the measure of angle BFE is equal to the measure of angle, and I'm just going to go BCA, which is 44 degrees. Remember why? If parallel lines, then corresponding angles are congruent. We just want to use that concept. Don't forget what we have for our properties before. Let's look at number 4. It says find the value of n. Well, I have the length of 2 segments. One is a mid-segment. If you need to, draw an arrow there and go, all right, mid-segment. We know it has to be parallel to that third side of the triangle, and it's half its length. So if I'm doing this, the easiest way, and you have 2 different ways, but I think it's easier to double the mid-segment to get the longer side. So I'm going to go 2 times n plus 14 is equal to